Some while ago, I visited the Lord of the Rings shelf in my local Games Workshop store, as I often do. It was mostly the same stuff as the last time I had stood there staring, but I did notice something I hadn't seen on my previous visits. The resin Gandalf the Grey and Thrain the Broken box. I was awestruck at how freaking cool Gandalf's pose was, so I bought it without a second thought, even though I already have a Gandalf from Thorin's company. I painted up Thrain pretty quickly, he was very simple, but I couldn't get myself to paint Gandalf. I just sat and admired the miniature. It made me think of the scene in the Hobbit book, when the company runs from the goblins through the tunnels of the Misty Mountain. In that scene, Gandalf and Thorin stays behind to ambush the orcs, who retreat in terror of Beater and Biter. I was struck with an idea. Unlike in the movies, the book version of Glamdring and Orcrist actually glow blue just like Sting does, as they were all made for the Goblin Wars many years earlier. I decided I wanted to paint Gandalf, Thorin and Bilbo, all with their elven swords glowing blue, and the bases would depict them being on the flat stone floor of the goblin tunnels. Gandalf is 170 points, Bilbo with Sting is 65 points, and Thorin with Orcrist and the Oakenshield is 115 points, all adding up to an even 350 points. These three musketeers of glowing elf swords would be perfect as a thematic warband or a small army. I began with Bilbo. He is one of the first models I ever painted, so I had to touch him up a bit, which I did. Then I clipped off his staff, scraped away the grass and grass tuff, and painted a stone floor with some pebbles and mushrooms. I painted Sting with a layer of white scar, and then on top of that a bright blue contrast paint. And then I stippled on some light blue on the environment to make the sword look glowing. Unfortunately, I forgot to film this process, but here's the result anyway. Then I went through a similar process with Thorin Oakenshield. I scraped away the grass and the grass tuff. I gave him a longer beard, since he is the king of the longbeards after all. And I also clipped his knees and made his legs shorter, so that he's more dwarven in size. Now he's actually the same height as Gandalf when Gandalf is hunched over like this. So I think he looks much better right now. And then I painted Orcrist the same way I painted Sting, to make it look glowing. And I made sure to reflect the blue light in some of the metal details on Thorin's clothes and armor. Then I finally had the motivation I needed to paint Gandalf. I slapped some grey paint on him. I made his scarf in a lighter grey bluish color with some silver mixed in to make it a little bit sparkly, and then I painted the sword in the same way as the previous two models and made sure the light reflected on his cloak and on the ground. This was a delight to paint. It went pretty fast and I was really happy with the result. One thing that was really fun about this project was that I got to see the difference between my new Gandalf and the Gandalf I had painted like half a year earlier. And so you can judge for yourself if I have improved at all. Here are the three musketeers with their glowing elven swords. I'm just really happy with how these look as a trio. And man, I just want to play with these guys. They are so thematic, they fit together, they look good. It's a simple concept, like they're just painted and then they're kind of brought together by this theme of glowing blue swords. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Tell me what you thought about the results in the comments. And to end off this video, I would like to encourage you to try to make up some reason to do something fun. Thank you again for watching this video. Click like if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video.